everybody, I'm here with Coach Ant, and he's going to help me teach you guys the smash pass, the next pass in our guard passing system. The smash pass is based on the notion of taking one of our opponent's knees across their own center line. Once their own knee goes across their own center line, now we can apply a downward force on the knees, crush the two knees together. Now from here, there's very little offense that I can do. Triangles, arm bars, sweeps, all the major moves from guard are shut down by the smash pass. Now the person on top can take their time, they can think their way through the position, and they can eventually work their way to side control, all the while not really having to worry about my attacks. They don't really need to worry a whole lot about defense. So that's one of the great advantages of the smash pass. So take a look at what the smash pass is, how it integrates into the rest of our passes, and then we'll come back and we'll go through some different options and maybe breaking connections, connecting to other positions, things like this, okay? So Ant, I'm gonna have you start with your head toward the camera. So in a smash pass, I see the feet are pointing, the feet are lower than the knees, so I'm gonna point them down and away. I step to the center. Now for a smash pass, I'm going to take Ant's knee across his own center line, and then I'm going to apply my body weight onto his knees to crush his two knees together. Okay? Now some people will stop right here and they'll just sprawl their weight on the knees like so. I personally don't like this style of smash pass. I always like to go a step further and control the pocket of the hip. And here's how I do it. Take your this way. Once I have these two knees smashed together, I like to post on the bottom knee. I'll take my knees off the floor and I'm going to punch my left knee through his two legs and take my knee to the floor next to the pocket of his hip. Okay, so we pointed the feet away. Then once we crush the two knees together, we control the pocket of the hip. And then from here, we can pass in front of the guard or we can pass behind the guard. They're both great options. Okay? So that's the basic gist of the smash pass, where I'm smashing the two knees together. And then again, I like to go the extra distance and take that knee through their legs to the pocket of the hip. Now, how does the smash pass fit into the rest of our guard passing? And once again, head to the camera. So from here, we point the feet down and away. Let's remember, if the feet are higher than the knees, we point them up and away, and we go into our stack passing, our double under passing. If the feet are lower than the knees, we point them down and away, and we come in. Now from here, we know I like to come in for the knee cut pass. Right, I control the pocket of the hip here with my right elbow. I control the pocket of this hip with my right knee, and we start to split the two legs, and we come in for a knee cut. Now from the knee cut, another good not from the knee cut, but another good option of pointing the knees down and away is to come under one leg and over the other, and we go into our over-under pass, where we capture the knee, bring it back to the center, and back step. Some of the other options I come in. I press this knee down. I want to keep the knee shield out, but the knee shield comes in. Okay, from here, one of our major passes was the long step pass. I can't control the pocket of the hip, so I skip that step briefly. I go to the head. And then we take a long step up past the shoulder line, like so. Otherwise, we have some other options to do with the knee shield. We had a knee bump, where we just moved back toward the center line. We bumped his knee out. We steal inside position again. We come back. We had an ankle lift. Right, force his leg to get into extension. With his knee bent, he has a good knee shield. If I come in here and I force this leg to straighten out, that knee shield's gone and I can get into the pocket of the hip. One of my favorites, we also saw lower leg knee cut. Control the head, arm weave through, and we cut out over the lower leg. Come back into the pocket of the hip. So, okay, where does the smash pass fit in all this? One of my favorite times to hit the smash pass, when I point the feet down and away, I try to control the pocket of the hips, and I try to force my way to this side. But Ant is going to do a good job of keeping this knee tight, pinching inward. He might even frame on his own leg here, with the elbow against the floor, and it's hard for me to come to this side. And he's fighting me in the other direction. I want to force his body to turn this way. He's trying to fight me going this way. So I'm in here, I'm trying to force the pass in this direction, and I see it's not working. I like to take a grip on the lapel for stability and to help me shut this knee out. And I take a grip right here on the outside of the knee. Now I'm going to start to walk across Ant's body as I push the knee by. And I like to get my chest and my ribs lower than his knee, like so. So look at how I open my elbow and I let my armpit swallow his knee. Here. Now that his knee is swallowed by my armpit, his knee's behind me, now I can use my ribs and my torso to start driving his knee across the body and crushing his two knees together. Once again, from here, all the major submissions and techniques from guard are not really available to Ant. Now I can either stay here and just keep the knees crushed, or like I said, I prefer to do, I let go of the lapel, post on the knee, and I drive my left knee through. And now we're here in a smash pass. Okay. Let's talk about two different finishes from here. I can either go in front of the legs or I can go behind the legs. Bring your head this way. So one option is to go in front of the legs, and this will usually take me to mount. From this smash pass position, my free leg is going to climb around the corner of Ant's knee, and I point my knee in toward the pocket of his hip. My left knee is going to move, and my right knee is going to take its place. Here. Now, as I come back, I don't want to come back with my foot high. If I go back with my foot high, Ant is going to capture my ankle, and I'm going to miss the guard pass. So I come over his knee to the pocket of the hip, and look at how I keep my foot flat and my toes flat to the mat. Now when I climb over the mount and Ant tries to snatch my ankle, my foot slides underneath of his leg, and it's safe from his elbow escape. I don't get my ankle caught. So that's passing in front of the leg. We can also pass behind the leg. I'm here. Okay? Now when I pass behind the leg, I really like to pummel my foot behind first. If I just start trying to take big back steps, Ant is going to use his right toes to make a hook, and I can't actually get by. Now I can't pass behind him. And if I get too aggressive as I try to back step, I might even sweep myself. So when I'm here, and I feel he's trying to make that sticky hook, go ahead, sticky hook. From here, I'm going to take my knee, I'm going to close my knee, I'm going to bring my foot to my butt, pointing my toes, and I like to make a little hook right here behind his ankle. So I'm here, he's making his own hook, I go to back step and I can't. Pinch the knee down, I ride forward, so I take my weight off my foot. If my weight's back, now I can only pick my foot up this much. But watch how much more my foot rises when I come forward. I can even take my knee off the floor. I come in, I make a little hook, and now I extend his leg, forcing his leg straight. So now if Ant goes to try to use this right leg in any way, the range of motion with that leg is so compromised, you can't do anything with it. And now from here, I can either post a hand behind the knee, posting it to the floor, or I can physically pin the leg itself. They're both great options. Doesn't matter which one you want to use. And then we just start to walk around to the other side and take our head control. So that's passing behind the legs. So one more time from the top. I come in, controlling the pocket of the hip. I want to come this way for a knee cut, and he's fighting me every step of the way. I feel his pressure going this way toward the camera. So I let his pressure go that way. I take my grip on the lapel, my armpit swallows his knee, and I crush the two knees together as I drive and work my left knee into the pocket of the hip. Now from here, my two options are going in front of the leg, like I showed earlier, or we can go behind the leg. When I go behind, I don't just back step. If I go to back step, it makes a hook, I can't get anywhere. So now Ant is going to still try to make that hook. I'm going to lean forward, bring my foot to my butt, and I can stretch his ankle out. Make your hook. If I stay right where I'm at, I can't really do the same thing. But Ant's going to keep his hook. I'm going to ride forward, and I can pummel my foot behind his ankle. Now we control, walk around, and we have our pin. So we can pass both in front of the legs to the mount and behind the legs to either side control or back control if he turns away from you. Let's start getting into some troubleshooting now. Let's troubleshoot going to the mount. There's one very common problem I see associated with this, and that is our opponent's knee-elbow connection between the cross knee and elbow. On your back again, Ant. So again, I first read the feet. I see they're lower than the knees, so I come in, I point the feet down and away. I control the pocket of the hip to shut this knee out, and I go for my knee cut. Knee cut's not there. I find my grips, and I force the smash pass. Bringing my knee through, just like so. Now from here, if Ant keeps his knee and his elbow together, just like so, when I try to come in for the mount, I'm not going to be able to get it. And if I go too aggressively, if I'm here and I move my left knee, I'm just going to give him an escape. He's going to bring his knees through, and he's back, okay? So when I see he's got knee and elbow connected, just like so, I need to break this connection so my leg can come over the knee. Right now, when my leg tries to come over the knee, I run into the forearm and the elbow, I run into his frame. So I've got to move this frame. So what I'm going to do, he's got this connection, I'm just going to grab his wrist, I'm going to pin his wrist to the floor as I start to extend his arm out and away. And watch this connection here. Now, when he puts his knee and elbow together, he can't. Now when he tries to stop my leg from coming over his knee, once again, he can't. Because I'm not letting his elbow connect to his knee. I'm not giving him that knee-elbow connection. Another problem that's associated with the smash pass is people framing your upper body so you can't come in and actually crush the knees together. This is another situation where I have two ways to go. In the same way, from the smash, we had two ways to go. We could go in front of the legs to the mount, or behind the legs to side control or back control. As I try to come in, I also have two ways I can come in to create the smash pass. I can come in with my head low, which is what I prefer, and if you can do it, I would recommend you do that. Or I can come in with my head high. And I usually do this when my opponent is framing me. So far, Ant hasn't been framing me, so I've been able to come in with my head low. I come in, I swallow the knee, my head and chest and everything is really low to Ant's chest, and I come in and I force the position. But now, as I come in, Ant's going to frame. And now as I try to come down and crush his knees together, I can't actually crush, he's going to recover his knee position, and I've lost everything. A very, very simple way to think, guys, is to draw distinctions between the upper body and the lower body, and to understand grappling in terms of grappling with the upper body and grappling with the lower body. This simple insight will give you a lot of different options and provide a lot of different solutions to different problems, as long as you keep this juxtaposition between the upper body and the lower body in mind. I come in to hit my smash pass. I'm here. Ant starts framing away. And now Ant is stopping my upper body from coming in. I want to crush his legs with my upper body, but his frames are stopping me. If you can't come in with the upper body, come in with the lower body. So what I do is I take my head and my chest up and away, and I drive my left knee through. Here. I still got my left knee through to the pocket of the hip, and now I'm up in this position here. Now this frame is still an issue, but I have a stable platform to work from now. To come in and start taking these frames away and passing with the head low now. Okay? So I come in pointing the feet down and away. I want to go smash pass. As I come in, he immediately frames, so I can't smash him with my body weight. When I realize that my head and my shoulders can't come forward, I bring my head and my shoulders up as I bring my knee and my lower body forward. So when the upper body can't come forward, come in with the lower body. I come in, my head and shoulders go up, my knee goes forward, and now that I have a stable platform, now I can let my arms go, or let my grips go, and I can start to deal with his frames. Understand, if I were to be right here, he's framing, and I start dealing with his frames now, his legs come right back in. Okay, so I can't deal with those frames too early. He's framing. Now I'm trying to come in. Again, if I just start dealing with these frames, I lost my advantage. Now I come in, he frames. I bring my left knee through, and I use my elbow here to pin the knee with my grip, with my right grip. So now when Ant tries to recover his arm position, or his leg position, I'm sorry, he can't. Now I have a free arm to come in. I can start dealing with his frames. Now I can crush them, and now that I'm so close and I got grips, now when Ant goes to frame and push me away, get your hands in front of me, elbows in front of me. Yep, go ahead. It's hard, like I'm really close. It would take a lot of effort to push me away from here. Meanwhile, the entire time, I'm gonna be working my way past the guard. Okay? So we can pass, when we hit the smash pass, we can come in with the head low, which is preferred. Or if he's doing a good job framing, we come in with the head high, we come in with the lower body. Then once we're in there, we have two options. We can pass in front of the legs, or we can pass behind the legs. And the key, there's a key to both of them. The key to passing in front of the legs, go back down, just remember, the key to passing in front of the legs is disconnecting this knee and elbow. If I can deal with that, I can start to slowly work my knee over his knee. And I start to work my way into the mount. I want to make sure I don't get my foot caught. I want to be here. The primary problem with going back is this hook. If I just try to step back and walk backward, that hook's a problem. So I've got to find a way to deal with that. I could either use my hand to pin, that works. Nothing wrong with that. I didn't show it, but it works. If I'm here and he's got a hook, go ahead. You can come right here. Alternatively, let's say I want to be able to keep my weight forward and stay tight. I can ride, and I can use a leg pummel and straighten that leg out. And that also works. So the main problem, once again, going forward is this knee and elbow, and we deal with it. The main problem going backward is this hook, and we deal with it either one way or another way. Okay? So that's pretty much the long and the short of the smash pass. I'm going to show now just a couple different options to get you thinking and to get you visualizing of ways to connect this pass to the rest of your game. So we can do things like breaking connections, or we can do things like sweeping and coming up right into smash passes, and I'll show a couple examples of these to close out the video. So breaking connections. It's very rare, and lay on your back. Head towards the camera. I shouldn't say it's very rare, but you know, it's not super common that you're working from here with no grips. Oftentimes, once you come to grips with somebody, especially in the gi, it's hard to get away there. It's hard to break grips completely. So oftentimes we're going to be working from in here where he's got some sort of connection to us. Now, Ant makes some sort of connection that we're used to working, like a daily hiva. Yeah, and he's probably got a collar with a daily hiva, right? So, for instance, something like this. How would I connect this to the smash pass? What's the first thing I should deal with? Ant, what do you think? Yeah. I want to get my head back. Okay, I never want him to control my stance and balance. If I let him have this grip, one good pull gets me way out of balance. So I break. 2-on-1, break it. Next thing I want to do with the daily Heba hook. I push here below the knee, I straighten my leg, and I point my knee to the outside. So 1, 2, 3. Now when ankles to put the daily Heba hook in, you can't. Lastly, I'm going to stuff this foot. I'm right here, I break connection with it. If he's connected to me and I go to push, it doesn't move. So I step back, I can push, and I come over. Now, you see where we are, guys? We're gonna make the smash pass work. One more time on that. Daily Heba. I'm working daily Heba. He's trying to move me around, pull me around. Go ahead. I'm gonna hunker. I'm gonna break that grip. I'm gonna pop the daily Heba hook off. I'm gonna stuff this foot, and now I'm gonna start building my grips. Grip here, grip here. We swallow the knee. We crush the two knees together, and I drive my left knee through. Now I have a choice. I can pass in front by taking his knee, elbow away from his knee, or I can pass behind by beating that hook. So we can connect it to daily Heba. We could also try to connect it to collar cuff bicep, same thing. Collar cuff bicep, we're here, perfect. With the biceps. Now we know I can't break the head control, okay? So for me, I'm gonna fight his legs using my legs. If I just try to pummel and fight his legs with my arm, I'm not gonna win. So I fight his legs with my legs. I use my knee inside his knee, take that away. Now I can pummel. Now I come through, I stuff the foot. Now from here, if Ant stays on his right hip, I go to my knee cut. If Ant corrects himself and squares up to me, now we can go across, drive the knee in, and now we're into our smash pass, okay? To the mount. See, so that is breaking connections into going into the pass. Today, guys, in the video, I'm going to share with you guys one more topic which we haven't really touched much on yet, but is of the utmost importance for your development. And it's learning to chain moves, positions, and techniques together. Like I already said, if Ant's on his back, learning to do moves from here is good, okay? It's how you become familiar with techniques, and I mean, sometimes you're gonna find this situation where you're completely disconnected from your partner. But again, usually how this goes is we make grips on each other and then we stay connected in some way, shape, or form. And we rarely get to start our techniques from a clean start, okay? We have to do the kind of mid-technique. One of my favorite techniques to connect to the smash pass is our wrestling sweeps from half guard. Do you remember those? Okay, let's take a look. Half guard. I'm gonna have you on this side. So from the half guard, remember we have a knee shield, we're blocking. I want to do my best to get up into an underhook, tight waist, just like so. Now from here, I make my outside hook, and I can start to heist up. He's probably pressuring into me, right? Now from here, I can use my circular finish, where I start to drag his leg. I put him here, and I put him on his butt. Let's move a little bit, Ant. I think we're out of frame. Come back. Let's show that again. Sorry. So I come into half guard. I make my outside hook, guys. I heist up, and I'm here. Now I start to drag. I feel like I hit my circular finish, and we're right here. Now from right here, I post on the knee. I put my right leg up, and I drive my left knee through. And now we're right back into our same smash pass. Similarly, similar to the bottom half guard game, if you guys remember, we can turn our bottom side control game into our half guard game. And we can do the same thing from there. Which technique from bottom side control can lead into our half guard game? Do you remember? Underhook Escape, right? the underhook escape, guys. Now remember, half guard. Remember, for half guard, I need, let's rotate just a tad. For half guard, I need this underhook to go into my game. Okay? But I can use this underhook from bottom side too. Okay? We saw from half guard, I get this underhook, and I can capture the leg, heist up, and we end up in this position right here. But what about from bottom side? From bottom side control. If I can snag an underhook in my left arm, for instance, I mean, if he's just loose and I can punch it in, then awesome, but nobody ever does that for you, right? So you might have to use tricks like a bicep crossface. Come through and you snag your underhook. Now from the underhook, we get him out of balance. I come down here to the leg, and now my left leg hooks his leg. He's going to be staying on top trying to fight me, and we end up here. And now we're in the same position. I can reach across, I can score this far leg, drive through, post in the knee, I drive up and through, and now I'm here in a smash pass position. All right, thank you very much, Tim. So, hopefully that's enough for you guys to chew on. Point the feet away, get to the pocket of the hip. Again, I like to do that by driving my knee through their legs and stapling their hips in position. And then we can make a decision. Do we want to pass in front of the legs to the mount by breaking the knee and elbow connection? Or do we want to pass behind the legs by pummeling around their hook? Okay, they're both great options. And then you have to start thinking about how are you going to fit the smash pass into your game? How are you going to connect it to breaking connections? How are you going to connect it to other elements of your game, like bottom side control, bottom half guard? Those are some of my favorites. I'm going to leave it up to you to try to think of some other positions that you might be able to connect the smash pass to. Anytime you can take one of your partner's knees, force it across your own center line, and smash their two knees together, they have very little that they could do to you. You're in the driver's seat and you are primed and ready to pass the guard or take their back. Thanks for watching, guys.